It never rains, but it pours for West Ham. Trouble off the field, big trouble on it for David Moyes and his side.
The sights and sounds of pain and disappointment. West Ham's bubble has burst. Not that the season started well, but they did have a flurry of improved form around the turn of the year. That's now a faded dream following 3 heavy defeats. In that run, David Moyes' side conceded 11 goals, scoring just once. They're 4th from bottom and the table doesn't lie. It's been an appalling season and the Hammers need to avoid the final devastating blow, relegation.
It was a vital game. But I've had vital games since day one, but they're getting more vital if I can do that. And we're running out of games as well. But we're positive. We've been, when I took over, we were in the bottom 3. We had some brilliant results. So that's what we're looking to do again.
Part of Moyes' problem has been dealing with a depleted squad. Suspensions and injuries have counted against him. Midfielders, strikers, defenders, no area of the pitch has been unaffected. Arthur Masuaku and Edimilson Fernandez should both be available for this weekend, but Moyes will be sweating on the fitness of key man Manuel Lanzini, who suffered a knock while on international duty.
Like any club who are in the bottom half of the Premier League, if your best players are injured, it's very, very difficult to compete. And I think once again this season, they've struggled with injuries. Players throughout the season at different times have been out, their key players, and it's very, very hard to get a rhythm. And I think that's such a key factor for West Ham.
In games like these, the importance of victory can't be overstated, nor can the crushing blow of defeat. Alarm bells will now be well and truly ringing at St Mary's.
The bells were tolling for Mauricio Pellegrino. The Argentine sacked after a disastrous run of just 1 win in 17 games. The final straw, a heavy defeat at Newcastle. Southampton have appointed former player Mark Hughes to try and save their troubled season. Saints are in the bottom 3, but with victory at West Ham, they'd leapfrog the Hammers. Hughes, after a dispiriting end to his spell at Stoke, is determined to make an instant impact at his new club.
I've come here to try and ensure that this club remains in the Premier League and remains a Premier League club, which it undoubtedly is. West Ham away is never easy. Whoever comes out with the positive result will go a long way to achieving what they need to do this year.
And a boost to help Saints achieve what they need. Charlie Austin is back in training after a 14-week layoff with a hamstring injury. Great timing for Hughes, horrendous for the Hammers. Austin scored in his last 2 appearances against West Ham and enjoyed a purple patch back in December. What's more, the return of a strong and effective player can act as a catalyst to revive a team's fortunes, especially if he fills a creative void.
When you get the ball and you get your head up, you need to feel that there's an option. And that's absolutely key, I think, to how Southampton finished the season, is how good that link is between whoever's up front and the relationship he has with those players that are trying to provide opportunities for them, because that's what's going to, cost them or keep them in the Premier League.
The last time these two clashed at the London Stadium, Southampton won 3-0. The sights and sounds of joy for the visitors. Should that be repeated, Hughes will start his firefight on a high. But the bitter mood in East London and West Ham's fading hopes will take another turn for the worse.